Hello everybody. Today we're going to be diving even deeper into the story that you all read last class, which was The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas. I hope you all remember it because that was pretty recently. So the first thing that we need to do to be able to do this properly is we need to review what connotative and denotative definitions are. Can anybody tell me what the definition of either of these words is? Yes, that's very good. So connotative, like you said, is the implied definition. So something that maybe the tone will tell you through the text, or how the other words work with that specific word. So it's an implied definition. It's not the actual definition, and that's different from denotative because the denotative is like the dictionary definition. So whenever you look it up like on a computer, or if you use an actual physical dictionary, then like that is that definition. So we're going to start going into the worksheet that you all should have. And I've written down the sentence on the board as well. So the first sentence is, it is the existence of the child and their knowledge of its existence that makes possible the nobility of their architecture, the poignancy of their music, the profundity of their science. And the word that we want to be focusing on here is poignancy. You can see it's in blue so you can remember exactly which one it is. So the first part of your worksheet says, like, what is the inferred definition of this? So when I'm thinking about poignancy, it almost reminds me of the word pungent, which makes me think like food. So I'm going to write down food right there, or like strong flavors. So the next part of that is, when you think of the word poignancy, does it have a positive or a negative connotation within the text? So it is the existence of this child and their knowledge of its existence that makes possible the nobility of their architecture. That's a pretty positive sounding, like nobility, like the kings and queens, they sound very proper and formal. And then architecture is also a fairly formal and proper sounding word. And then the profundity of their science, that's also a pretty positive thing. So I would assume through this sentence, I would say it's positive. So then you just circle whichever one you feel. So the next thing that you do is you check out the actual definition. So for this, you go over to your computer, you can go straight into Google, it'll show up a good dictionary, and you type in poignancy. So it says there, the quality of evoking a keen sense of sadness or regret. So there a lot of keywords in there is sadness. It's a feeling. And then it also said regret. So were we close with that food and flavors and sadness and regret? I don't think so. So the inferred definition was wrong in this case, and that's okay. It happens. If you don't know what the definition of the word is, it's totally normal to not get the actual definition correct. So do you think that sadness, a feeling of regret, fits properly within this sentence? So it makes possible the nobility of their architecture, the sadness of their music, and the profundity of their science. I mean, that's up to you as an individual. Earlier in the text, it did mention the child who was playing the music, and the tone on that passage, in my opinion, was not sad. It sounded like he was actually pretty happy when he was playing, and the people listening to him were enjoying listening to him playing. So, in my opinion, the actual definition does not fit properly with this. That is called figurative language within the sentence, which I hope you all remember from my previous class. So the next thing you do is find a synonym for the blue word, and you're going to replace the word with something else. So because of the tone of this entire sentence, I would pick a more positive word. So something like the sweetness of their music. And it would fit too. It makes possible the nobility of their architecture, the sweetness of their music, the profundity of their science. So, now you move on to the next one. So, I thought at first there were no drugs, but that is puritanical. Can anybody tell me what you infer from the word puritanical? Yes, that's right. There is an aspect of religion in that. You may be thinking of like older religions. So could you tell me if you think of that as being of that word having a positive or a negative connotation? Okay, we'll go with negative then, since you said so. Okay, actual definition. Someone quickly Google it, tell me what the definition is. Okay, so strict religious behavior. Okay, so do these two match? Religion, religious behavior, I would say it matches pretty well. You guys did pretty good on that. So a synonym for that. I thought at first there were no drugs, but that is puritanical. That is a strict religious behavior. Is there a way to more concisely say strict religious behavior? While still conveying, is there a way to say that while still conveying the same meaning and the same negative connotation with it? You know, a really good word that I came up with was prudish. So I thought at first there were no drugs, but that is prudish. Okay, what I would like for you to do now, you can see on your worksheet, you should have the first two questions entirely answered. I would like you to go into the third sentence, and I would like you to do the exact same thing that I just did. You can see the order that I went down them. And I would like you to pair up, and then work on that, discuss it with your partner, and then we will come back together in maybe like 7 minutes, and we will discuss what your sentences are, because actually everyone in the room has different sentences with different words highlighted. So we'll come back and review those in about 7 minutes, and I'll be walking around to help you as needed.